Hopefully you're all having a great day. We are going to do a different video. But first we're going to head to Gatlinburg, and then we're going to come back here to the studio, and I'm going to go over some of the cameras we used in the past, some of the equipment we use, and there's a lot more to it than just a YouTube video popping up in your inbox.
Hi everybody, today we're here in Gatlinburg at Mama's Chicken Kitchen.
Yeah, so this is located on 321 just outside of Gatlinburg. We've never been here before. It's also the home of Joe and Pop's sub shops. Dawn, are you ready?
Ready.
Let's do this. We are trying out a new camera. We got the DJI Osmo 3. And we're gonna try this today. I don't know if it's gonna work for us. So we're here in Gatlinburg, just up 321, next to Gatlinburg City Hall. And we're gonna have lunch here at Mama's Chicken Kitchen. Also, it's home to Joe and Pop's sub shop. They got some really cool little fiberglass bears over there, and these guys are cute. I think they're wood. Yeah, these guys are wood. Sometimes they're fiberglass, and in this case they're made out of wood.
Got a fish.
And this is Mama Bear, made out of wood as well, holding a chicken and a rolling pin. I hope, oh boy, that doesn't look good, Dawn, does it? So this is their menu here.
My finger.
Yeah, it's not wanting to focus.
Look at it's blurry.
Yeah, so to the left is where you sit down, and to the right is where you order. You order like cafeteria style, and they got the menus right here. And they got some ice cream bars. Pretty cool. I met Joe and Pop. We just got back from South Dakota. Pretty cool. So we got some sodas to drink, and they serve Pepsi products here. Pepsi products. And it's got like a national park theming in here. Of course,
The redwood.
yeah, we're number 38 Redwood. One of these days we'll have to make it out to the Redwoods. Our lunch is here. There's the mac and cheese. Oh boy, it looks really good. And that's my chicken and dumplings. Comes with a pickle. And that's the Reuben itself, a little sauerkraut on the side. And this here is Dawn's chicken. Chicken breast, leg, thigh. Coleslaw looks really good.
Mashed potatoes and gravy.
Mashed potatoes and gravy. Oh boy.
Look at the biscuit. It looks nice and fluffy. And
Yes,
it's
those
soft.
looks really good.
Nice and flaky.
Oh yeah? I like it. So the chicken's really good, huh?
Take a bite of the potato.
Mashed potatoes and gravy.
Oh wow. That would probably give Kentucky Fried Chicken a run for the money.
Kentucky Fried
Chicken
Chicken.
with a bite.
Is it homemade? So you're saying that this is a very good chicken, huh?
And the mashed potato and gravy is really good too.
And that would be your strawberry jam right there. So here is the mac and cheese. Looks homemade, you know? Look at that. Oh wow. Did you try the mac and cheese yet?
No.
Really good. And here is the chicken. I'm gonna take a bite out of Dawn's. Oh wow, your chicken is really good. It's juicy. Oh yeah, you can see it. Oh, nice. Chicken and dumplings. You see how thick. And the dill. What did you think?
It was pretty good. Or the 3-piece chicken dinner. It came with a chicken thigh and breast, and then mashed potatoes gravy. That was really good, and some coleslaw. And it came with a biscuit and strawberry jam. The strawberry jam was the bomb. Was homemade.
So I had a little bit of your mashed potatoes and gravy. I would say those are probably some of the best mashed
potatoes and gravy I've had in a long time.
And the chicken was very moist.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very moist. I had the Reuben. Reuben was really, really good, guys. Yeah, the Reuben was good. That's all I could say. This is also part of the Johnson family of restaurants. They're the folks that own like the Alamo and Big Daddy's Pizza, and of course Mama's Farmhouse, which is the all-you-can-eat version of this in Pigeon Forge.
I'm watching a butterfly fly through. I think that's a hummingbird, Will. That's a butterfly hummingbird, moth butterfly hummingbird. Ooh, that's weird. It's like,
yeah. It is tech time with Will. I'm not very technical, believe it or not. There's a lot of other folks out there that know tech way more than I do. I like it. I like playing with it. I get frustrated just as much as anybody else does. And so we went out to Mama's Chicken Kitchen and Joe and Pop's Sub Shop today to test this in the field to see how the new DJI Osmo 3 handles. I did see a couple of issues with it. I had a couple issues with it. But it was the first time. It was a first time using it. But this is what you're going to see coming at you. Now, there's a lot of videos out there on the internet that explain all the technical. I'm not here for that. I'm just pretty much showing you some of the equipment we're using in Yankee in the South these days. And this here is the newest edition. So it was recommended to me by a lot of different folks out there, a lot of friends of ours in the vlogging world. They seem to enjoy theirs. And they said this is probably something we need to put into our arsenal. It won't be the only thing we use to film. I also film with my Samsung S24, which is what you're seeing currently. That's what I'm filming on as I film this. And it does a great job. The sound is not so good on it. I am very used to the phone. The phone is a great thing to use when you're filming because everybody's got one. Everybody's got one in their hands. So it's always there. If you walk around with this, let's say you're, at an attraction, you're filming around, you're walking around the place like this, you're going to draw attention to yourself. Or if you're on a cruise ship and you got, let's say, like my big Canon 90D on a gimbal, you're floating around, everybody's going to look at you. They're going to stare. And sometimes folks will get a little nervous about that. So they'll go to, let's say if you're on a ship, they'll go to somebody on the ship, say, hey, I feel uncomfortable that he is walking around filming. And of course, folks, a lot of times folks will come up and tell you to put that away, or you can't do that here, or whatever. And it stops the vlog. So when you do walk around with your cell phone, not many people question it. And that's the reason why I like using my cell phone in most of our videos. I'm not a person to cause a lot of attention. We do food reviews. I'm holding this thing up the whole time. It's pretty cool. It's got the nice little stand. I'll get a little more into it. But, you cause a lot of attention. We like to go under, the radar and stuff. When we do food reviews, we don't like really, to be honest with you, we do food reviews. We don't want anybody really knowing what we're doing. You know what I mean? And in that way, we get a true experience. A true experience, the same experience that anybody else would. Also, when we do food reviews and things like that, we don't announce, we don't contact the place or tell them we're coming or whatever, because there's been times in the past where we would reach out to a restaurant or a business sometimes, and we would tell them that we're coming, and they were always very nice, and they would say, "Well, come on in, we'll comp you." And we noticed that the food isn't the same that everybody gets. Of course, the business, they know, especially if you have a following, they want to make sure that the biggest piece, the best looking, everything is up front, because tens of thousands of people are going to see that. And so they want to have their best foot forward. But when you all go in there, like this, what would happen is we would do a review that we were invited out to. And then in our comments section, folks will be saying, I didn't get that. It didn't look anything like that. We will do that, but we'll always tell you up front, folks, Harry's Bar and Grill had invited us out today, and and that's the way we'll say it. You'll know that that's it. And that's big reason why. I don't know if I'm rambling on, but I know a lot of people ask these questions. That's why I prefer the phone in a lot of our cases. This here will be, obviously, it's going to be a little different to get used to. And people are going to know, you know what I mean? And if I'm out let's say I'm out hiking, this is a great camera. If I'm like at the rod run, this is a great camera. Parades, anything that's, I noticed yesterday when I did the Mama's, this is the next day, when I did Mama's Farm Chicken Kitchen, that when I got up close to the menu, it blurred out. I couldn't do it. I had to pull out the trusty old camera, or the cell phone. Since then, I've been doing some more research, and I find out that I can change a lot of the settings in here, which is good. I've actually already. The one thing with I noticed is that the sky is, overexposed, so behind me will be all like gray, but you can't see the clouds, the clouds. And so what you could change the settings in there. There's a pro setting, and we did, and I found a setting that I think is going to be very good, and I set it, and we shouldn't have a problem. Another thing is focus. I'm learning a little more about the joystick and all that, but really, all in all, it is the Pocket 3. Oh, focus. Pocket 3. We did get the Creators Edition. So I had this for, I think, about a month. This was actually shipped to the house when we were out in South Dakota. And so it's been sitting here, and I finally picked it up the other day and to use it. Pretty cool. I love a lot about it. There's a lot of creators out there. Almost every single creator I know and creators that we do watch are all switching to this. This here is the next camera for vlogging. And yet again, it's great. I think the quality of the film, the sound is okay. It's good. It's an average or above average camera, for vlogging. Still picks up a lot of background sound. I would say the sound in this here is about, I won't know until I test it more, but I'm assuming it's might be a little better than even the cell phone. But it also comes with a little lavalier. I don't even have it. It's actually in the car with Dawn. Go figure. Comes with a little lavalier that pins up here, and then you have the option of adding another one. But anyways, guys, this is the, and so you might see the different things. Also, I know some folks were interested in the Rode wireless mic 2s. This we had for a long time. I probably had these for almost 3 years, 2 years, 3 years. When they first came out, I got them. We tried them on, I think it was a Samsung 10 plus or something, and it just didn't like it. It didn't like it. I use this in conjunction with my Canon 90D. It works really good, but then I was having problems with sound cutting out. We were at the Bigfoot convention or a Bigfoot show or whatever you want to call it. And there must have been the PAs there or the wireless transmissions that they were broadcasting on was wiping out my sound. And when I got back, I didn't realize. When I got back, now these do record sound internally. And I was able to save because it records. You have it set up to where it records all the time, even if so you just pull it off of this. That's not fun. It's not fun to plug this in, download it, upload it, try to get your mouth to match, and you could do it. It can be done. In a professional situation, it's great. But when you're a YouTube vlogger and you're more about daily content or what's going on in real time than it is to get an idea, write a script, or at least, research it, and then video it, then edit it. You could have a week or a couple weeks in a project even. And on YouTube, it doesn't necessarily work that way. I guess if you're a channel that gets, tens of millions of views per video, and I imagine those channels probably got 5 or 6 folks in the background that are doing that type of work. But just for me to do all that on a daily vlog or a weekly vlog, it's not worth it. I do have a GoPro. I have 4 batteries, just got 3 new ones. I don't have the latest and greatest GoPro because I really only use the GoPro on our channel for like underwater or in the pool, especially if we're like doing we're on a cruise ship or going down a water slide. I only use it for that. GoPro, I have a love and hate relationship. I love the fact that you can go underwater. It usually, the quality of video is usually pretty good on them, depending if it's a not well lit space. The GoPro doesn't do very well. I have the GoPro Hero 8. Yet again, it's an old version. In fact, I believe it's a generation behind the new generations. But yet again, I don't need nothing fancy. I just need to be able to capture image underwater. GoPro sound is always not. The GoPro sound is never really any good unless you buy like all the packages and for vlogging. And the problem with GoPro in general, at least my experience, and I know there's a lot of folks out there who love GoPro, is that it's not reliable. There's so many times where I try to go get the footage off the SD card, it's gone. It didn't record to it. It stops working. I've even had the GoPro tell me that it was filming and it wasn't. I've tried to turn the GoPro off and it would stay on. So this one here is really good for what I need to do it. I only use this, yet again, for any kind of outdoor. Sometimes like if I'm on a mountain coaster, or this is what I do. I got all the accessories. I got the thing for the hat and to attach it and the wrist strap and everything for this. And yet again, this is what we use for like action outdoor. I also have this like charger. It's a great piece for that. In the YouTube world, a lot of creators are always chasing the newest camera, the latest technology. And years ago, Canon came out with the Canon G7X Mark III. Now, the Mark II is a really great vlogging camera. It's not being produced anymore by Canon. In fact, they're almost impossible to find from what I'm told. I went out and got the 3 because, oh my gosh, the G7X in 4K? Wow. Unfortunately, this little camera right here did not live up to its little brother, the Mark II. Yes, it had 4K. Yes, you can plug in an external mic, but the focusing is just, it's just god awful. And this is what made me stop buying Canon, because I just couldn't believe that they made this product, couldn't fix it in a firmware, or just, I don't know why that they made this product so much inferior than the past generation. But it's still, I mean, it's a great camera for taking photos, and you can take some video with it. I still use it as a backup in case something goes wrong and I need something. Of course, it has the flip up screen. Almost looks like the 2 if you're familiar with it, but it's a 3. These are still available. I don't know who buys them. I don't think that people, you know. And this is the camera that made me fall out of love with Canon. Here is the camera that changed the game for at least me. I love this camera. I still love to use this in the outdoor setting. If we go into the Great Smoky Mountains National Park, or any kind of where I got to get distance on wildlife, this here is the Canon 90D. Still use it today, but not as much. It's just the problem with, obviously, this camera is that it's big, bulky. I do have a gimbal for this thing. Let me go get that. I'm going to show you this thing. All right, so this is the gimbal for this camera. And as I said earlier, when you start walking around with this monstrous camera, you know, when you start walking around with this monstrous setup, you are going to get attention. And somebody is just, they don't understand what you're doing, and they think that you're going to, I don't know, take over the world, or so. Well, I almost knocked myself out with it. This thing here is aluminum, and it weighs, I don't know, it's 3 pounds maybe, plus the camera. All this right here is great, but the crazy thing is that the cell phones have gotten so good that all this here is really not needed. It's kind of a relic of the past. And the cool thing about the Canon 90D is I have plenty of different lenses for so many different shoots. Yet again, I love this camera. This is a great camera for just doing like a special shoot. Like, you're going to go out and set up, and you're going to do a vlog on the outdoors. Not practical to technically go into a restaurant with the gimbal. You know what I'm saying? You guys imagine going into a restaurant with this thing and that gimbal, and you're sitting there like this, you know what I mean? Pointing down your food, talking into the mic. And then, you know, of course, the whole restaurant is staring at you. The wait staff is freaking out. The management's going to come up to you and tell you to put all that mess away, which will happen. And that's what happens there. And now we're on the new camera, the Osmo 3. It's got face tracking. You guys can see how it follows me. That is awesome. That is actually cool. And I was actually able to change some of the internal settings to make that. But this here is the phone. This is the S24, Samsung S24. And this is a great camera. I was still, from this point out, when we make YouTube videos, I will probably be using the new Osmo, and then still using this in conjunction with some mics. Tell me in the comments below if the sound, which is actually on the Osmo, the sound sounds good to you, and let me know what the image quality is. That's kind of cool, right? Like, follows you. And of course this. And wow, it's pretty cool. So this is pretty much a, and then before the Canon, before I got this right here, which really changed the image quality in our videos, I used to use cell phones, and I had some, some jalopy. I think I used a GoPro. I used to use an older GoPro to film for a while. I was using an old like Samsung S9 or something. I also remember the days of selfie sticks and gimbals. I've got a box filled full of old style gimbals for cell phones that for the olden days that won't fit the newer ones because the newer ones are bigger and bulkier and they don't and batteries. I got all kinds of crazy battery. I got a box full of batteries, lenses. I mean, you name it. Yeah. In YouTube, we used to use these like knockoff GorillaPods or Joby GorillaPods because we couldn't afford the real GorillaPod, which is right here. This is a real GorillaPod that I was using to put the cell phone on. So we used these, and then after a while, it's just something we used to use. And I have an array of mics with dead cats on it. The good, bad, and the ugly. If you don't plug it, if the plug comes loose, you lose all your sound. And then back in the day of cell phone, this was a gimbal for the old style cell phone, and all it is now is it just has dust on it. I don't know if it even still works. It might even work. I remember the old days of walking up and down Gatlinburg and Pigeon Forge with one of these in a cell phone, going live, doing live streams, and going around Dollywood and live streaming from Dollywood. And so, yeah, that was another thing we get asked a lot is how do you guys get video from outside your vehicle, like the tire, like the Jeep when we're going through, an outdoor scenario and I'm filming the tire. It's a suction cup with a mount, and you can either mount a GoPro, which is the preferred method, or I've made a mount to mount my cell phone to the side of the car. You suction this, you lock it down, or on the windshield, you point it down and la. And that's how you film from outside the vehicle. Yeah, and we've been on YouTube for going on 9 years now. And this is, I pretty much have all my original equipment, except for the original cell phones that we use. I pretty much got all the original equipment. But yeah, technology is always changing. And I know a lot of folks always ask us, I'm starting a YouTube channel. What do I need to buy? Do I need to buy all of this? Do I need to have, see, it's all falling all over. Do I need to buy this? I think this thing was like $700 or $800. I mean, it's crazy. Do you need to buy this? No, you do not need to buy this. This right here in your hand can get you started. And that's, yeah, you can do everything. As for editing software, I use Adobe Pro. I don't recommend anybody out there to get that or to use that, especially if you're new. There's a lot of options out there. DaVinci, if you're going to put in time of learning a software, don't do Adobe. I've had so many problems with Adobe just failing on me in the middle of a project, losing all my footage, not wanting to render. Adobe is just not caring a lot about that. And it's customers. You got to pay monthly on it. And so right now, I am transitioning out of Adobe products, and I've been testing a few, DaVinci Resolve, and the thing is an editing software. Once you get used to it, you become one with it, and it's so hard to get away from it because you're so used, how to do everything. You can do everything so fast. You can click on everything. You know where everything's at. It's just sad that Adobe really is failing in their customer service department. They just don't, they're not helpful. They just keep running you in a circle of things you need to do. So today was an interesting video. Of course, a lot of folks probably tuned out by now because they don't really care too much about this part of what we do. I think a lot of creators out there, if you've been creating videos long enough or you're in this industry, you'll know that there is a lot of work when it comes down to, researching this equipment, to, keeping things focused, to your sound quality, to editing in the hours and go into editing by dropping sound from this and that and the other thing, matching music up, color correcting, fixing the bugs in a video, not rendering once, but maybe 3 or 4 different times to get a render out, upload to YouTube, create a thumbnail, put get that because the thumbnail is it is a lot on videos, and getting it up and making sure that the final product, YouTube is going to like it, and you're not gonna get copyright hit. Sometimes you upload a video, you put all that work in it, and there's a song in the background that gets hit, and if you're a YouTube creator, you'll know what I'm talking about. And if you didn't make it public, you have to take it down and start all the way back, edit, render, upload, and of course, hopefully your thumbnail will be good. You've saved that, or you didn't delete that. And yeah, that's a thing as well. I know I rambled a lot in this video, but I just kind of wanted to let you all know this is how it's done. I'm here in the studio. We do live streams from here, but this is where the magic happens, right? Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm here at my computer. I also have, I didn't get into computers. I have 2 computers. They're both MSIs. They're the top little, you have to have a fast processor. You got to have the most memory you can get because you got a lot going on. I have 2. And I have one that is newer than the other. And I had upgrade the old one. I had to go get a new one. Here we go. I could do a whole video on just computer and editing. So I was having problems with my original MSI. So I went out and had to buy a new MSI. And then while I was using the new MSI, I had the old MSI upgraded and worked on. Now I have 2. I have one computer that's here in the studio. It doesn't move. When I'm here, I'm editing. The new one will go mobile with me. I'll edit on the road with that. And yeah, so there's 2 computers. And then the studio's got microphones and lighting, and we got these little, I don't know if you have seen them, the little swing things. It's supposed to make us be able to see the chat better. I don't think that works. But it is what it is, guys. How do we get paid? How do we get the money to buy all this equipment? How do we get money to travel? How do we get to do this? And it has to do with ad revenue. So the commercials you see in the videos, we get a percentage. Now, it takes a lot, and I mean a lot of views. There is no such thing as instant gratification in YouTube. You have to get into millions of views before you start really making a lot of money, or at least, but even smaller channels can still, get some money enough to buy cameras and keep your channel going. A lot of channels have to offset their income with like Patreon and the super chats, which are great for channels that need that boost to make the quality content that they do, and all that. And so yeah, that's a great incentive into. I always look at it this way, that you all out there watch our video and you enjoy what we do, and the money that we receive, we want to buy better equipment so the video gets better, the quality gets better. You can see, the butterflies at the, better, and sound quality. And that's our biggest thing on this channel. I would say the biggest problem with our channel in general is sound quality. It always has been. I've always fought with it. Me and sound don't go along. Sound and I don't go along always. It is such a blessing to have a YouTube channel And we appreciate every single one of you all out there for supporting us by watching these videos, giving us a thumbs up, maybe leaving a comment, and ultimately watching the video. We really appreciate every one of you. We are hoping and we will continue to make videos in the future. No matter what happens, we will always drop a video for you all. Yeah, this is where we're at, guys. It's great. But guys, if you like this vlog, give it a thumbs up. Dawn, you should come in here. Come on, Dawn. Dawn just got home, by the way. What are you doing? Are you okay? Are you? This is going to be a very loose vlog. We're going to get Dawn because we can't do a closing. I know I got all kinds of equipment. You got to just.
I don't got a chair.
Here, say. Just say.
Stand back.
Okay, if you like this vlog,
give it a thumbs up.
Also, if you haven't, please subscribe so you miss these upcoming Smoky Mountain adventures. And until next time.
Thanks for watching.
Bye everyone. I like how the camera moved the see out wider to get you in there. It's pretty crazy.
You got everything out.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy. Okay. Bye everyone. Bye, everyone.